Hey Aquarius, my name is Dre, and this is your reading for June 2017, your general tarot reading. Um, I'm using, I don't have my book with me, but I'm using the Tarot of the Holy Light. Actually, here we go, Tarot of the Holy Light. Um, and I already laid out the cards to save time, so I'm just going to get right to it. We have the Hierophant. He's been showing up quite a lot in these readings, as well as the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands was in your last reading. We have the Five of Wands reversed, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands reversed, Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, Four of Cups, Judgment reversed. And the outcome is the Queen of Cups reversed. And an additional card I pulled was the Nine of Swords reversed. Alright, so that last reading, to me, it spoke of like readjustment, and it spoke of really cutting ties and just coming back to your center. And I feel like now the wheels have been moving for you guys. Some of you might have felt like maybe because it's Gemini season, and the Gemini and Aquarius energy are both air signs, so they work pretty well together. And so with all these planets coming into Gemini or leaving Gemini, Mars just went into Cancer, it's probably giving you a little bit more confidence and a little bit more a better perspective in terms of where we're going next, especially the closer we get to, I feel Leo season, which is your opposite sign, and that's going to really sort of bring to light about some people or some things that you might have just sort of swept under the rug. But at least now, at this current moment, you're trying to fit the pieces back together. You're trying to sort of get back on the ground floor, get back to some sense of normalcy, some sense of, something that you can sort of, that you can wrap your mind around. Because, 2016 was crazy for everybody, and 2017 is sort of this similar but different energy. Because, we're essentially starting from scratch, or at least we should. And I feel like for some of you, I feel like you are going to be your own worst enemy. I see this Queen of Swords, or this Queen of Wands in the middle as you guys. In that I feel like maybe around you there are a lot of demands. There's a lot of, demand for your time, demand for your attention. You guys are probably putting in a lot of extra work. You guys are probably, I feel like for some of you, private time is at a minimum, and I see you guys like really reaching out. A lot of you could be dating, but what I'm seeing is that I feel like a lot of you guys are second guessing yourself, sort of doubting yourself. I'm seeing a lot of anxiety. We do have the 8 and 10 of Swords in the main deck, and the 9 of Swords here in reverse outside as an extra card. So there's still some level of completion here that needs to be addressed. There's still something here that I feel like is really sort of nagging at you in the back of your head. And it could deal with another person. But again, like I said in the last reading, what I said with Capricorn, if I see two queens or two kings or whatever, even though gender doesn't matter, I'm typically seeing it as one. I'm seeing it, as one person. So for you guys, I'm getting the sense that your emotions are going to be tested your patience, your I really feel that, and I really feel like it is stemming from something that maybe you guys are just really impatient because with the Hierophant at the top here, you guys have to get comfortable and you have to be cogent about what it is that you want, about where you want this month to go at least. How how you want this month to turn out for you. You have a choice, which is what the Hierophant is to me, at least in this deck. The Lovers is a choice, but the Hierophant is the beginning choice, and the Lovers is choosing to fall in love with that decision we've made. But with the Hierophant, it's like a lot of you guys need to sort of, again, get anchored and get grounded about where it is that you want to go. How passionate are you really about it? And I feel like there are some things here that are going to test that a lot. You might see that other people around you are more ambitious or more confident than you. And a part of you might feel insecure about that or want to take that out on people. You guys in Sagittarius, I feel like always have like similar readings. Because I was telling Sagittarius something similar. But it's like, for you guys, there's some caution about actually sort of letting your guard down. I really feel like for you guys, it's more about, you're looking more towards the end goal, or you should be. But I feel like that could make you more abrasive and things more difficult going forward. So I'm choosing to see this Three of Cups as like more as an advice card. Excuse me, that you need to be able to sort of integrate within yourself and with everyone around you a sense of calm, a sense of openness, a sense of, if you treat somebody some weird way, if somebody takes it wrong, just apologizing or just being like, I got this going on and I'm sorry, because, we expect people to listen when we do, when we are having a bad day and, we treat people some sort of way and we hurt their feelings, we get the chance to explain ourselves. So allow other people to, explain themselves as well. Because I'm getting the sense that there's like some sort of emotional hurt or emotional pain that you just don't want to address. That I feel like you just stuffed in a box and shoved it under your bed and you just kept moving, which is fine for a while because eventually those problems are going to escalate. And I feel like that maybe that could lead you to be a little bit sort of emotionally short, sort of, I don't want to say unstable, but like, you're just, somebody can say just one thing to you and you could go off on them, or it could just drive you sort of mad and you could just be resentful about it and hold on to that. And I feel like it's all dealing with, again, trying to come to terms with what happened to you, the first half of this year and all of last year perhaps, or even beyond that, before that, and really trying to understand and get some clarity about where it is that you need to go. But right now, I feel like the world around you is moving so fast. Sort of a lot of things are happening. A lot of things need to be tended to and taken care of. And you simply don't have time to just, sit in isolation and just think about it. So I feel like mainly your interactions with other people are going to like guide you going forward about, what pettiness needs to, isn't even worth your time. What, how can you grow in terms of, in terms of your communication skills, in terms of the perception you openly want to give other people, but also trying to view other people in a different light, not seeing everybody as an aggressor, not seeing everybody as somebody that has it out for you. Because ultimately I feel like, they have their thing going on, but you have your thing to remember and to stay focused and clear about as well, Aquarius. And I'm so drawn to this Four of Cups because I feel like that this momentary, this momentary period of like probably false calm that you feel, or that you're probably really trying to hold everything together. That, especially if that's like the sort of energy where you're just really trying to just like maintain things, that's going to be upset. upsetted. That's not a word, but that's going to be like, what's the word? Somebody's going to rock that. Somebody's going to really sort of make you feel, try to get your goat essentially. And you might fall for it, but the lesson here is to not fall for it. The lesson here is to sort of try to remain the bigger person, try to see the forest for the trees, keep an eye out for what is important for you. And right now, I really see it as just like surrounding yourself with friends and surrounding yourself with family and other people in your life that love you and cherish you and that understand where you're coming from, as well as being sort of aware about who has your interests at heart and who doesn't. And I feel like you might be too sort of closed off. You might be too, which isn't a bad thing. For some of you, you'll need to implement that for self-preservation. But you can only do that so much before you're essentially just like out on an island by yourself, and then something happens and you're drowning and you have nobody else to reach to. So always keep, your circle of people around you closest, because, the journey isn't over. The journey isn't complete. We, at least for the month of May, or excuse me, June. I don't know if I said May earlier, but June, try to keep things, still try to remain engaged, still try to remain passionate, and still try to remain as diplomatic and as focused as possible. Because things, like I said, will upset you more, I don't know, probably more so than usual, or at least they'll test you. And, again, people will judge you by your reactions. People will see what they want to see by how you choose to act around them. So remain conscious of that. And don't get so hung up on what you can't control. So yeah, focus, patience, big picture Aquarius. Try to keep that in mind. All right, so I will see you guys next month, or probably later this month. I don't know what I'm doing. So with that being said, take care. Bye.